This is Julie.
Hey, calendar, what's my morning like?
Julie's about to have a long day.
At 9 a.m., soccer carpool. 9:10, purchase birthday card. 9:05, dry cleaning.
Did you just go backwards?
I'm sorry, I can't fit that question into your schedule. 9:15, cry for a little bit.
For days that won't end, let Schwann's help. With Schwann's, you can get delicious meals that go from freezer to table in minutes, not hours. Ordered, delivered, done. That's homemade easy. Visit today at schwanns.com. This is Julie.
Hey, calendar, what's my morning like?
Julie's about to have a long day.
At 9 a.m., soccer carpool. 9:10, purchase birthday card. 9:05, dry cleaning.
Did you just go backwards?
I'm sorry, I can't fit that question into your schedule. 9:15, cry for a little bit.
For days that won't end, let Schwann's help. With Schwann's, you can get delicious meals that go from freezer to table in minutes, not hours. Ordered, delivered, done. That's homemade easy. Visit today at schwanns.com.
Hello, everyone. This is Jim the Keys bartender coming to you from 309 Belmont Street. I'm here with Jenna and Kelly. Kelly. I was going to say Kellogg. Say hello.
Jenna Kellogg.
Yes, Jenna. Yes, and we are. This is special Thursday night, but hopefully we'll be doing a lot more of these. It's episode 138. Strange Brew. 138.
Wow.
It's not an arbitrary number.
That is a lot of episodes.
I know. It's not always, what do you say? It's not quality, it's quantity. It's the opposite. It's the opposite. It's the bad one. So I have a lot of quantity and
some quality in there.
Did I say what the title was?
You did not say what.
Well, you want to say what the title is?
The title today is Strange Brew.
You know what? You're such a giving person for that. So you have a great voice. You chime on in whenever you do, because whatever, I know it's going to be great. But what I wanted to talk about when we start out, and we'll segue into other things, because since it's Keys bartender, I live in the Keys, and we got our weird drinks down here. We have the rum runner. I made plenty of that, and anywhere else, something like that would not be a hit. It's not a margarita. It's not a pina colada. It's different. It's not like people don't go up. It's one of those drinks that is popular in the Keys, but not necessarily outside the Keys. So when you're in the Keys, you're going to drink it, but normally you wouldn't. And it's
just like the key lime margaritas are popular down here.
Yeah, yeah, and there's a little more. I guess they should be a little more sour and stuff, but I don't really know the difference between a lime and a key lime. It's a little. I know the color difference. I know it's smaller, yellow. It's not as green, different from the Persian lime. Yeah, and maybe because we're anti-Iranian right now, and that's pointed because you're Lebanese, part Lebanese, yeah. You're an all-American. Yes. You're all-American first, but ethnically you're part Lebanese. Exactly. But that is not. It doesn't make you Iranian either, Persian. I realize that. But there's all types of fucked up drinks from all over. The rum runner it's rum. Some people put Captain Morgan and this and that, but the main ingredient is rum. God, I'm drawing a blank on blackberry liqueur. Blackberry liqueur and banana liqueur, and a lot of grenadine, and that's pretty much it. And blended,
right?
Yeah, great sugar water to be thing, and we also have that shit that real popular. That there's a Hemingway or a Sazerac that could be from the Caribbean. There's a mojito that's a Miami thing, but it's more people may think it's South American or that, but it's really big. Mojitos are big, and
we'll have all kinds of different flavored mojitos.
Yeah,
Right?
it's a lot.
One is with mint, right? Mint leaves.
Yeah. In recent years, it's just got even worse. I think because of social media, you have every bartender trying to put their mark down, trying to get the drink. Think about it. Think about it. The person, all the really great drinks. The screwdriver was invented by, I think it was made by construction workers that worked on the steel in skyscrapers, and they would just dump the orange juice in their And they're walking the high steel, and they're stirring it with a screwdriver.
So they had vodka in there already, and they would just add.
Or they had orange juice, and they would
orange
add
juice. And
vodka.
they had
I mean,
Glass.
it's like that peanut butter, the Reese's cup thing. You put chocolate in my peanut butter. You got peanut. You put vodka in my orange
That's
juice.
when they had the
It's like a little.
glass.
Well, it could have been a kindergartner, a little kindergartner sitting at a table, and the father's come walking out with a bottle of vodka, and he stubs his toe on a little Tinker toy, falls over, dumps the vodka in the orange juice, says, "Well, kid, you're not drinking that yet," and he picked it up and goes, "That's fucking delicious."
But I wonder why they call it a screwdriver. Like, how do they get their
Because they stirred it with a screwdriver.
with a screwdriver?
Yeah,
An
because
actual screwdriver.
yeah, it was construction workers.
Oh, that's cool.
It's not a. I mean, that's pretty much where it comes from, and goes to my part of my the cultural of creativity where everyone wants to put their mark on it. So you had back then. There weren't. I mean, you just had alcohol. Think about it. When alcohol first started coming out, whiskey in the 16, I think it was 15 or 1600s, the Scotch and all that stuff. The whiskey started coming out of the British Isles.
And like malt liquors. And stuff.
Well, no, I mean, but the liquors started coming out, and then you have the vodkas in Russia. You have the cognacs in France. And later in the 1700s with sugarcane rum. And in Britain, too, besides that, you had gin with the juniper berry. And then people would just drink it. That's what they would drink. And then you had a bunch of people say, well, I can't drink that, but I want to get alcohol in my system. So they had to start making it more palatable for people that couldn't drink it. That's the way I see it.
Why do they call something that has, is it water in it? They call it neat.
Mm-mm.
Right? No. That's
No,
not
neat. Neat is just the liquor itself.
Just the
So if
liquor.
you order gin neat, rum neat, whiskey neat, it's poured in a glass, not chilled. The temperature that it comes out of the bottle. That's it.
With no
Nothing.
No ice.
It's neat.
No nothing.
That's why it's called neat.
So then if it's
perfect.
Why do they say it's on the rocks if it's ice?
On the rocks, wait, because rocks is the ice.
Right. But did they actually use cold rocks before?
No, it was a slang for term. Instead of saying on ice, you say on the rocks, so you can be cool.
They give you those little, when you order a whiskey kit online somewhere, it comes with little rocks.
Well, that's because
That's
people
because
can't
it's
handle it.
Cool, and you put them in the freezer, and you put rocks in your whiskey.
Oh, that's for the real alcoholics that want a cold drink and don't want melted. They don't want water. They don't want to blend water in it, so they get. Oh, you didn't know that?
No.
Oh, there's a fucking the
Obviously,
ice controversy
I'm not
in
a
drink.
bartender.
Now, you know, with martinis, there's people that used to make martinis and they shake them without ice, and then they put them in the or stir them and put them in the freezer, and not have any dilution in it. So when you have ice, when you shake it with ice, you're always getting a little water in there, and that's why you hear. And rocks is ice.
Right. Okay.
So it's on the rocks. It's straight up means chilled normally. Chilled, whether stirred or shaken. So you're going to learn this. You know, this is great. So, yeah, that's what's going to have it. And for my bartending friends, I know you're probably going to correct me on some of those things. Don't have a fucking heart attack on this shit.
I am
Oh,
not
God.
a
Oh,
bartender.
I got to talk to you. I got to talk to Jim. He just said something. Well,
What's
there's
dirty? Dirty is
dirty's olive juice.
olive juice. Okay.
Or any glass you get from a place called Gus and shit like that. You're lucky, if anything, there's probably...
There's a bug in it.
Yeah, get your mic a little closer there.
If there's a bug in it, then it's
There
dirty.
could be a bug. There could be a fruit fly in it. That's the thing that happens. You ever seen that?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, when you leave a bottle open, flies go in because it's sugars.
It's sweet.
And they go in there and they die. Just like if a human fell into a 5,000 gallon of liquor and they started sucking it down and it kept on coming up, eventually they would just die
Yes.
of alcohol poisoning. And that's exactly what happens to the...
So
I mean, I don't know. Actually, that may not be the
Maybe
truth for
they're-
insects
are they drinking
because
it?
I don't know if they get inebriated because they have to process it. I don't know. I don't know if they have time.
But
Now,
do insects actually have the ability to become inebriated? I mean,
how would you test? You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Fly? You seen a
they
fucked up
should
fly
do-
flying
they
around or
should do a
something?
test on flies. They should take a bunch of flies and give them a bunch of different booze and see if they can fly sideways.
Do you
and
think-
shit.
Okay. You see if they can follow the thing.
Fly-
Fly straight. Here's a sugar cube. hold it sugar cube. See if they move their wings the right way. Follow my show with your compound eye. With your compound eye, follow my finger. All 48 of those pictures. Yeah, follow it. Yeah, a giant. That'd be a good one if you had to give a sobriety test to a fly. But I believe most of the drinks, the early drinks, were accidents.
Just because that's what they had laying around?
That's what they had laying around, the screwdriver being one. The Harvey Wallbanger. A Harvey Wallbanger is a screwdriver with Galliano. And if you know what Galliano is?
I do not.
It is a liqueur, and it's in the similar family as Sambuca, has a different taste to it. It's you've seen a bottle before. It's long fluted one. It looks like, if you turn it from top to bottom, it looks like
like a bowling pin.
No, it looks like a clarinet. You know, with a wide open,
yes.
And it's gold. And it's the tallest bottle in most restaurants when you see Galliano. It was always a bitch to put on your shelves, because if you had like 12, 14-inch shelves, those bottles were like almost 20 inches tall.
Yeah, they
wouldn't go underneath it. And you go, and every asshole. So a Harvey Wallbanger was a screwdriver with Galliano in it. So, I mean, who the fuck is going to look at a drink? You know what the screwdriver needs? Some sweet Italian liqueur. And it's the reason it's not around anymore. But in the 70s, in the 60s, or maybe late 60s, early 70s, it was the shit. They had a slow, comfortable screw against the wall. That was
slow gin, right?
Slow gin, slow, comfortable, meaning with Southern Comfort, and vodka. So because back then in the late 70s, bartenders were inventing their own extra drinks. And there's, so someone's walking by with something and they go, I didn't mean to put that in it. And they try it and say, that's all right. I'll try to pass it off as something.
But so do most bartenders have their go-to drink? So, like, if there's a tourist that comes into your bar and says, surprise me, make me something that the locals would drink, or whatever.
You know what I do?
What do you do?
I tell you, this is what I do, and it's my secret, folks. It's not a secret.
Not anymore.
My secret. No, it's not a secret. I tell everyone right away. If someone wants you to impress them, do old skills. So when someone asks for a whiskey sour, and it's a pain in the ass, but if they're going to order the good whiskey and stuff like that and screw it up anyway, get fresh lemon juice, a little simple syrup, or agave nectar. Make your own sour mix instead of using that sugar water that they give you. And you're using real juice, and you give it to them, and they'll really appreciate it. They'll appreciate. I think it tastes better when you use real juice. It's like a margarita. Okay. I made margarita with a well tequila and but I use fresh lime juice and agave nectar, which is a little sweeter than sugar. But I just put a bit in, and I make a regular, like 80% of the rest of the United States. And there's still bars that do 80% of the rest of the United States. They'll make it with sour mix, tequila, triple sec, sour mix, a splash of Rose's lime juice, which has some real lime juice in it, but it's a lot of sugar water in it, stuff like that. So, and then it's mixed.
And that's your go-to.
That's a margarita. But if I would make it with fresh lime juice and agave nectar. And people go, well, that's the best one I ever had. And I go, well, it's just because you're tasting not a lot of chemicals, and you're tasting it differently. Right. And it may not be the best way. And then some people may like it, and then people have, like I said, they may want orange juice in theirs.
Well, it's not like the stuff that you buy at the grocery store and bring it home and throw it in your blender, and it's all pre-mixed. And
yeah, you can make a Bloody Mary. You just take some, all this stuff. But they just take all pickle juice.
Yes.
Right?
Pickle juice. Well, a lot of people put olive juice and pickle juice in their Bloody Marys, correct?
Well, they put all sorts of shit in it. They put barbecue sauce in it.
Yeah.
They'll put some people make it with V8 and shit like that. But
Clamato, that's another.
Clamato, yeah, Caesar, I guess they call it, Bloody Caesar. And when they do that, it's just
when it's a beer. You know how there's some people that
bloody beer or a michelada. Some people it's Michelob with
Clamato
with a Clamato,
okay.
And. Somebody posted on one of these sites I'm on, and they said some guy came. I went to a bar and I ordered him a Bloody Mary, and they didn't give me a beer chaser. Well, who the fuck knows that? Well, it's popular in Wisconsin and up in the Midwest that they do it backup. But You can't go someplace 1,800 miles away
That
and
doesn't have that
expect
same history
and
and
expect
culture, right.
well, just expect the same thing. When you go to their neck of the woods, expect what they expect, or tell them exactly what you want.
Right.
If you need a little beer on the side, it's no problem. I'll give it to them. You may charge them a little or not charge them at all, depending on what you want. But that's not the point. I think most of this thing is just total bullshit. Make it up drinks. You can. There
Make it up as you
should.
go. Give it a
You
name,
know what?
and then it's yours.
It's all this argument people have on these websites and stuff like that. And bartend. It's all going to be over eventually when they all decide to have an integrated system and the super intelligence, artificial intelligence takes over, and it just decides to make drinks for you. And they'll ask the same questions I ask you, and people can't fucking ask the questions. I go. People say, make a drink that I'll like, and I go, well, I need to know a little more about you. And then I go, what do you like to drink when you're not drinking, or what do you like to drink when you are drinking? Tell me both of those. And do you like a drink? Would you like to have a cocktail that tastes like a drink that you enjoy when you're not drinking? And people can't answer that question.
Right.
Like if you like orange juice, I would automatically go to the Madras and then the screwdriver, a rum, gin, orange blossom, or make something even a little fresh with fresh orange juice and orange liqueur and a little triple sec in it and make it kind of like a martini out of it for them. But people have to give me a little information, but they don't tell you. They don't tell you what's a good meal. What am I going to enjoy here?
What's good here?
Hey, tell me about my background. You didn't come into a gypsy hand reader.
No.
I apologize to gypsies and stuff like that because you guys do a fucking awesome job down here because there's at least in the last 10 miles, there's three palm reading places down here, right?
But it's a tourist place. People usually don't spend money on that unless they're
Who
on
spends
vacation,
it?
Right?
I mean,
Somebody does. Obviously, I don't know any locals that have ever visited the
or admitted to.
or
Come on, how many people say they go to the massage parlor, the Asian massage parlor? You didn't mean anybody saying I go regularly to the Asian massage
I
parlor.
went there once.
I get the Asian massage parlor.
I did. There is no other place to go to get a massage when I first moved here. Yeah, I went there once. It was scary.
Really? Was
Yeah,
it a
but
curtain?
She did a good job.
They bring clean
It was very clean.
sheets in.
It was very clean.
They've used clean sheets.
Yep, clean sheets. You just can't be shy because, like, when they want to flip you around and toss you all over the place, she's good about moving the sheet and stuff, but, they'll have your legs in the weirdest positions and all this crap, even though you're just there for a back rub, basically.
Really?
Yeah, and then they have these bars on the ceiling that you would have to think about, like, looking into a handicap bathroom stall, like the bar that they have on the wall to help you stand up. Right, or get out of your wheelchair or whatever.
So you notice how I'm not pretending to know anything about an Asian massage parlor?
They're on the ceiling.
You notice that?
Yeah,
these
Frankie,
are pretty good.
can see how you're pretending to
No, I haven't been down. I haven't been down here.
But she literally walked on my back and held on to those handicap rail things that were mounted to the ceiling.
How was her alacrity with English?
She was pretty good, actually.
Really?
I had no problems understanding her.
Oh, okay. Well, fuck. Well, that's.
I was impressed.
How do we get there?
You do that.
We did a strange brew. So while we're doing it, so for a drink, what was the weirdest drink you've ever had?
Me?
Yeah.
You know me. I'm a creature of habit, so I usually drink the same thing over and over and over again. What is that weird drink, that shot that, like, bartenders love to give you, like, on your 21st birthday that, like, grosses you out and it curdles in your
cement mixer.
Cement mixer.
That's bullshit. I would never have done that to you.
Weirdest one.
They did it to you?
Done. Yes, but and of course, I was.
It's cream, lime. The citrus juice is the stuff that does it. Because other than cream.
Them. She thinks they're fabulous.
Well, everyone has that,
But
There's all sorts of different tastes for people. That's when we get down to the food. We talk about on my Facebook page. I do put out that I have had people, point out, and this happened recently. And I did say, I'll make it real quick. The lady said, very well-educated lady came in, and she's sitting with her husband, and she told me because we ended up going to the same school. She went to her graduate where I went for my baccalaureate. And she said, leaned forward, and she read on the sign, even though it had a picture of a dolphin underneath, a cartoon picture. She goes, dolphin? And she goes like this, what does that taste like? And then, I mean, if we hadn't had the bonding moment already, I would have just said, it tastes like manatee, or it tastes like bald eagle, or it tastes like this. But I said to her, you do realize that is, that's the fish, not the porpoise. And when I say fish, it has scales. Yes. It's not the mammal that has the blowhole and all this stuff. This has scales and gills and all that, and not lungs like a dolphin will. Right. And she goes, oh.
And then she was not interested after.
Well, no, she said, I'll have the shrimp basket.
Yeah, because
she goes like disappointed. She goes,
she really wanted to eat flip.
Yeah, I know. Just like the people that go into Japan and go, do you have tiger penis soup? You ever hear that? I told you about that before.
Tiger penis soup? No, I just knew
it's they believe that tiger penis is for virility.
Oh.
Virility, and they kill a tiger. And that's horrible.
Well, it's like
but I mean,
fins.
And no, but people that have that exotic
that want to eat a tiger's wing.
Eat a tiger or anything like that. I've eaten bear before, but I mean, bears managed in the state I lived.
I think it was hilarious, all of the Thanksgiving videos that I saw all over Facebook and YouTube of these like young kids. Their parents tricked them when they were trying to take all the guts and all the stuff out of the turkeys and the neck. And I mean, one of them was just absolutely awesome.
What was it?
It was that this guy told his son to take the gizzards and everything out of the turkey and grab the turkey neck, and the kid's holding it up, and the guy was like, well, that's the turkey's penis, and the kid just lost it.
Oh, really? Freaked out?
Hilarious. And there's a ton of them. So many people tricked their kids this year.
Well, they thought that turkey, that would proportionally, that would be the largest penis.
Probably would. Yeah. And then there was.
I mean, the turkeys get up there.
They had put obviously.
It was a hen.
Cornish game hen inside of the turkey.
Oh.
And then cooked it, and then when they had their daughters, teenage daughters, helping them carve the turkey, realized that it had a.
Oh, they said it was a baby.
It was a baby and pregnant, and they were like freaking out and crying because they couldn't eat the turkey, and then they were like, "Okay, think about it."
That would be gross, though. That would still be that would be no, but that would be gross. That would be gross in the fact that turkey, that Cornish game hen,
but it was
would be so
in feathered.
No. What I meant is would be really gross because it wouldn't be browned on the outside.
Oh, that's true.
It'd just be all freaking moist, and it would like boiled people that boil the chicken. And I know
that's Holly's favorite word.
Boiled chicken.
Moist.
Oh yeah, moist is gross. So what is the weirdest thing you've ever eaten? Oh, you did a lot of lamb, I imagine, right?
A lot of lamb. I think raw kibbe is probably the weirdest thing that I've ever eaten.
I have no idea what that is.
Raw
kibbe. It's raw. I mean, you can have fried kibbe. It's kibbe.
What's kibbe?
It's basically like it's kind of like a.
Is it kibbe in bits?
It's like meatloaf, but raw.
What's it made from?
Beef.
What is meatloaf? Oh, it's tartare. Steak tartare.
Well, it's not steak though. It's like ground beef.
Ground beef is steak tartare.
Yeah, I mean, steak tartare just means a steak that's pretty much raw, right?
It's ground.
Right,
no, it's ground up. It's ground meat.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a ground. It's got seasoning in it. It's Mediterranean.
Mediterranean. Okay, tartare.
Lebanon
I think it's like Russian kind of thing.
Very Greek.
Okay.
Greek and
with
Lebanese.
grape leaves and shit like that.
Yes. Yep.
And what other shit do you put in it?
It's just got a ton of seasoning in it.
I don't mean to say shit because there's a lot of
It's really good. I mean, fried kibbe is probably my favorite.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of weird Mediterranean foods that I like.
Well, going back to this, I remember one time I was working this restaurant. I can say this now. This restaurant I worked at in Key Largo is no longer open. And one time I saw all the Mexican cooks. They were chasing this iguana outside. And I had been in town for only 2 years. And I go, why are these guys all going to town on this big iguana? It was like over 3 feet long. They wanted to eat it. They wanted to catch it and eat it. Oh, they served it. They've served the iguana at the dining in the dark, which it's totally fine, prepared the way it is. But what
people like it? I guess.
Well, if you think about it, all the different tastes people have, you got cannibals, vegans, vegetarians.
Right.
I don't want to say cannibal and equate a vegan with a cannibal, but cannibal developed a taste for people, and people eat. I think nature abhors cannibalism because there's a lot of weird diseases you can get from eating humans and stuff like that, eating human flesh.
Yes.
Or maybe they say, maybe scientists say it, so fuck, don't do it.
Don't do it. Yeah.
Don't do it.
Well,
but
there's that.
I mean, you're stuck on a mountain, right? Donner Party and that movie
guys-
Alive,
yeah, Alive,
that soccer team
Soccer team that crashed.
or
Were they
football
Hispanic?
team, they call it
Yeah,
soccer.
soccer.
So no, it was football.
Was it?
It wasn't.
Football?
No, when I say football, it wasn't American. It was kind of like their version of rugby,
Okay.
I think.
Yeah.
If I'm not correct,
I
it
thought
could
they
have
were
been.
From Spain.
They're from Argentina.
Oh,
They were South
Argentina.
American. They were or Chile or something like that.
Okay.
And but they waited till they were, and like they did for the Donner Party, they ate their dead.
They ate like slices of stuff off their butt cheeks.
Yeah. Well, they started with that.
Right.
You know how in sociology, there's that what do they call that? It's a taboo, and how they defeated the taboo because there was a bunch of people that didn't want to eat it, right? And since they were from South America, what religion do you think they mainly were?
In South America?
Roman Catholic.
Are they in South America?
Oh yeah, you didn't know that?
No.
90% of South Americans are Roman Catholic. There's a big evangelical Protestant movement there now, but up until like 30, 40 years ago, 95%, if they practice any religion, was Roman Catholicism. It was the most, out of any of the continents, it's the most Catholic continent in the world.
Wow.
South America. So what, in Brazil, Argentina, and stuff like that, all those Latin American ones, because they were settled by Spain and Portugal.
Right.
Brazil being Portugal. And what they did is they equated it to communion. And in the Catholic Church, when you go to communion, the basics of it, and for all the non-Catholics listening, is called transubstantiation. And that's the transition of bread to flesh. So you eat it, and as you're eating it, you're actually eating flesh.
Which technically, when you go to communion,
Because this is my body.
11.
When Jesus goes in, if
Right,
you go to
this is
thing,
my body,
these
this
are
is my
blood
blood.
and
Right.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's not. I mean, maybe it's symbolic. Transubstantiation in olden times may have been literal, thought literal, and they didn't, though they didn't eat flesh. But in modern times, it's more. It definitely to get the symbolic nature of it that I give this up for you, and I'm sacrificing myself for you. But this is how they got other people to eat other people, and that's how you can do it. In church and go, this is bread, but when you eat it, it becomes flesh. And here, and you can't tell them I'm a Roman Catholic. I was raised Roman Catholic, and if luckily we have a very liberal pope right now. I don't think he's going to. I don't think he would. I can't be excommunicated by the Pope. I could be probably. I don't know if they can do it locally here. I hope they can.
Wouldn't you have to be excommunicated by the archdiocese?
I hope not.
Well, it'd be like going up and like, here's a piece of my ear.
Not that I. I'm going to worry about or I'm going to be buried or anything.
I wouldn't be too
I just go like this.
about
That would suck. I put all this time in, and you get kicked off the team. Are you fucking kidding me? All that time I got up early in the morning. When I was a kid, I didn't have to. I was the one in my family that went to church. And I'm the one that the most, well, no, my dad's pretty non-religious. He's a very good man. He just believes like me that you don't have to be scared and lured into the being good by
Guilt
a
and
fear
fear.
and guilt and fear.
Yes.
And if I was a father, the supreme being, I would want my children to want to be good for the sake, like Santa Claus, right?
Right.
So be good for goodness sake. Not, you better watch out. That part was bullshit.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to get you.
Yeah.
No, he says, be good for goodness sake. See, they should have separated that. I don't know, fuck, we got to that message right there. But is that
Sorry, that's the neighbor. He's yelling at his dog.
What's his name? Hummer?
That's Summer.
Oh, Summer.
Her name was Hummer.
Hummer, that is fucking great. He had that. We're well along. We're at 30 minutes. We didn't even get anywhere. Okay. What was the weirdest thing you ate was
probably
kimma?
raw kibbe.
Raw kibbe?
Yes.
What did I eat? I ate bear. I ate some possum once on a dare. I swallowed a live goldfish.
Oh.
I know, it was cool.
You ever eat the worm in the tequila bottle?
Yeah, I've done that. I've eaten insects. I've eaten what do they call that? Locust.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, you cook them. They're good.
That's awful. What?
Well, no, that's not good in protein and stuff like that. Imagine the palmetto bugs are delicious.
I was just going to say, what do you want to eat the cockroaches too?
Why not?
Ew.
Oh, fuck them.
Oh, they're so creepy.
Fuck them. If they tell them it's good for you and stuff like that, they say...
Aren't they prehistoric cockroaches?
Well, I imagine prehistoric dinosaurs were delicious too, some of them. I bet they're probably, if they're... Okay, back to the dolphin thing, how people get so fucking crazy about exotic foods and stuff like that.
Yeah.
A minute after they after they get time travel, there'll be some asshole killing a dinosaur, going back to kill a dinosaur, and then there'll be, is it me?
No, he's talking to his dog. He's just a very loud human.
That's all right. So am I. So no, but they're gonna be someone that shoots a dinosaur, and there's gonna be someone lined up to taste it. There will.
I'm sure.
There'll be someone that try to eat it, and there'll probably be a gourmet thing. Here we go. Tyrannosaurus, saber-toothed tiger, woolly mammoth.
Oh, God.
And they're very close to bringing, I think they said that if they get a viable DNA for a woolly mammoth, they just have to use.
Right?
No. What they would do is they would inject the DNA into an egg of a female African elephant because it's close enough to carry to that, and then.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what they're suggesting. I mean, they haven't built incubators yet or anything like that.
I just don't know if it's a good idea to bring back all these prehistoric creatures.
Why not?
I don't know.
Why not? I mean, if they could do that, if they will be able to do it, they should definitely be storing the DNA of endangered species, the black rhino and things like that. When people fucking decide, and this is my theory. This is the theory. We don't need to have a lot of people living on a lot of acres. We can narrow it down, keep them together, make a little footprint, leave a lot of open land, right? So we have trees and things producing oxygen, having animals out there. Let them run around. Give them big preserves. Give them a whole fucking state. Get a whole bunch of states and stuff like. Give them big game preserves and stuff like that. We could put them in like a bush gardens, but that's 1,000 times bigger.
Like a Jurassic Park.
Yeah. And just have it, I mean, obviously you couldn't give it.
Scale.
Yeah. I mean, look how it worked so great in that fucking movie. Didn't it work? Wait, I fell asleep at the end. What happened?
I don't know.
Well, how could it be bad? It's like my solution to getting the lionfish.
Your solution to getting the lionfish?
Yes, we bring back an ancient predator that would eat it. Something we make barracuda larger. Let's say they call it gene editing. I think it's called gene editing, and you just take that thing that restricts their size, and let's say you make a barracuda and change it where they would like eat it and be resistant to the poison, and make them a little larger. Let's say instead of up to 4 feet, 40 feet. 40 feet.
I think that all of the
I know, and then
snorkel and scuba diving
would be
in the Keys would be.
Well, if that got big, you know what? If that got big, you get the predator of the barracuda. Let's say a nurse shark, and you bring it back to one of those 120-foot shark, aggressive shark. And if that's now on top of that, all you have to do is get one of those big. You'd only have to get one of those big maybe just increase the size of certain divers and stuff, make them into giants. There's no, I mean, there won't be
Or
no stopping.
laser
Once we
beams.
start getting laser beams,
We can get them
put
with
laser beams onto mahi.
Mahi's
Mahi's head.
sharks
And
with
super,
laser beams on their
super,
heads.
super intelligent mahi with laser beams on their heads.
Or ill-tempered
Friggin'
sea bass.
Are they ill-tempered sea bass?
Are they ill-tempered?
Oh, they're very. I love that stuff. While we're on this topic, and it's not on the same topic. So I was thinking about fucking.
Want to taste some ill-tempered?
Yeah, ill-tempered. I mean, imagine you could probably taste it, change the taste because sea bass are delicious, but if you become ill-tempered, there could be a bitter aftertaste.
There might be.
Yeah, much like my women that I've been involved with in the past. Not that I've eaten them. Not that I've eaten them.
Sacrificed
That sounded a
themselves.
little wrong.
They
They did.
sacrificed
They
themselves.
did. They're for the greater good.
Right.
So I could be a better person. They did. I learned from their mistakes. You like that? I didn't learn from my mistakes. I learned from their mistakes. Yes, because they obviously chose the wrong person. If they went out with me.
Those dummies.
Oh my gosh! Oh, this is so pleasurable. So I don't want to spoil everything for now. See, we have a great rapport here and stuff like that. So tell me
I'm still laughing
about what?
at the ill-tempered sea bass. So that
Oh, really?
Have an aftertaste.
They would.
A bitter aftertaste.
Or you can make, and there's all sorts of Gina. What if you have a dearth of creatures? Let's say seagulls. Make them tasty and delicious.
Rats with wings.
But if you make them tasty and delicious, just think of having that supply, and you're feeding them, and you go, wow, someday you're going to be in my belly.
You know what they like?
What?
Dog food.
What? Seagulls?
Like dog food.
I thought they like anything. They eat French fries,
Yeah,
Fritos,
they eat
and
everything.
everything,
I had a bag
orange
of
peel.
Dog food that had mold in it that I ordered online. Won't say from who. And of course, my husband likes to feed the fish, so even leftovers, all
Yeah.
that stuff goes in the canal right there. And he dumped this full, like half a bag of dog food in the canal because it had mold on it. Wasn't going to feed it to the dog. And it was like the birds over here. There was like 500.
Well, I guess they're
seagulls
scavengers. Maybe they
everywhere.
can handle a little bit of turn in their food.
You could hear them squawking at each
When
other.
I say
to
turn, I don't
invite
mean a
their
bird.
Friends, and then
Yeah.
you would see more from the next canal come over. It was like we went in the house. We were embarrassed. We were like, "Oh
Really?
my gosh!"
Do you get a lot of pelicans down here on this canal?
I have not seen a pelican in this.
They
canal.
were at shipwrecks. They were coming in like it was an aircraft carrier, right down the center. That's how they fly, right? And they look like planes landing on an aircraft carrier. So cool. And when they shit, they leave a long line because of the way they do. Yeah, I know. The big shits, yeah. Well, birds. Well, wait a second. If we had wings, and we could,
we would fly by and shit.
if
on
we,
everyone.
well, no, because of where it is right then. But if it was the direction pointing down, if you're any people, think of where people go to the bathroom. When they have the opportunity, they'll go wherever they can. And humans will go shit in some place. I've seen people shit on because they were pissed at someone on the hood of someone's car. I didn't watch them do it. But I've seen the result, and I imagine it was a person.
Get arrested.
And
for
let's say
shitting
I was in the
public.
middle of Philadelphia. Was there a bear that ate a lot of corn? No, I didn't look at it that close. That'd be gross. You imagine do that? A forensic scat expert? This is human shit. And they obviously were at Popeyes because that's the kind of corn they serve.
ate at Summit earlier today.
Yeah. Oh, this one obviously went to the Golden Corral. And they ate a lot at the cheese fountain. You see how they got a little constipated here.
I don't know which ones I like. Pelicans are cool. I mean, they're a little aggressive, but they're cool. The seagulls are just a pain in the butt. But the pigeons, my God, they try to live in my tiki hut.
Yeah?
So I come home from work and I have like the big stick and I whack them, and they fly away.
What they should do
They
in
should.
every major town, the biggest statue in the town should be one of a pigeon. So pigeons can just shit on themselves.
Right?
Yeah, and just say, hey, listen, look at you, you asshole. You're just shitting on the image of yourself.
Why are they afraid of owls? Is it
Owls are an apex predator.
Are they really?
Yeah.
So they're they're cannibals. They eat other.
No, because they can't. They're not the same species because they can't procreate together. Have you ever seen a pigeon in that? It's like a human and a monkey. It's not a cannibalism, is it?
No, I guess not.
No, it's
but
you're in the same
right?
you're in the same family of primates, but that's not the human the Homo sapien.
It goes kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, and species. So
yeah,
it's got to be the same genus.
Same species.
Species would be able to procreate with each other.
Yeah.
Because our species would be Homo sapien.
Here we are.
Sorry, nerd. I'm sorry.
Nerd. Oh no need to apologize. This is where we have really good. We have the concept. We just don't have the exact knowledge of it.
But a horse and a donkey can procreate, and that makes a mule.
Well, okay. There are there's a liger.
Right.
The liger, right?
Yeah.
As we know from the Napoleon Dynamite, it's known for his skills in magic.
Yeah.
Right? Or is it a Tygon? No, but I mean, it's if they're close enough. Oh my God! I wonder if the Germans did that. You know, the fucking Nazis probably did something like that.
Funny is that
or someplace in North Korea probably had
German,
took a political prisoner, an orangutan. They probably took a political prisoner and said, "Have sex with the orangutan," and the orangutan just ripped the arm off of the guy. Just fuck that orangutan over there. That's sick. You shouldn't be laughing at that because that's pretty sick. Why are you laughing? That's sick.
We sold a boat today to a fellow from Germany.
Well, a wolf can have. A husky and a wolf, I think, can have.
I think there's a lot of dogs that can have wolf.
I think it has to be close enough related to do that. But then again, I guess bees, the Africanized killer bees and all that shit, we are there. We are there at 4118, and I just do not want to ruin the. But we could go.
Right now.
We are on a roll.
We really are.
I don't.
So our
and we didn't.
Brew
We
has
did a
gone
thing
from drinks to food
to
people
and animals.
To animals. So yes, it is definitely a strange.
I'll let someone argue with me. Well, someone from Asia can have one with Africa. I said, wait a second. We're exactly alike. That's why you can have an organ donor. Okay, their characteristics, hair color, curly hair, and stuff like that. They don't want to hear it. A lot of people don't want to hear it, but. You don't have to look alike to be a perfect match.
No, you do not.
No, you can donate the blood, and your siblings. There's probably a better match. The best match is a twin.
Yes.
Like your sons.
Yes, my sons.
The best match are the twins. But after that, your better chance is family. But if you're talking about the whole world, if the database was done, I bet there's a match out there for everyone.
There are a bunch of weird different little matches too from like your background, because I know that there's like weird blood diseases that you cannot possibly get a transfusion from someone unless they have that exact same like antibody that's in their blood and that's only from a certain ethnic background.
What's it? O negative is universal acceptor. O positive is universal donor.
Yes.
I'm an O positive.
Okay. Yep.
So everyone wants my blood. Everyone wants my blood.
Everybody wants your blood.
That's why I don't believe in vampires. That's why. Imagine vampires can only get the type of blood.
Problem with RH.
What if they had to if there was like a gluten intolerance with vampires, and they went up and they had AIDS. They had a thing where they said AIDS. I remember someone said that if a vampire bit someone with AIDS. So here's a creature, undying creature, that would, by drinking your blood, which is not the way to really ingest it, because you're turning it into a food source, which you know what I mean? That's why I never understood vampires.
I don't believe that HIV can be contracted.
No, but a true vampire needs to have it taken right into their system, if you think about it.
Right.
The intravenous If you,
You
I
would
mean,
think.
because if you process blood through your digestive system,
Then
it's
going
not
to
blood
get
anymore.
broken down.
It's
No,
not blood. It's not blood. You're breaking down
reduced
everything.
to nothing by your stomach acid,
Yeah.
right?
What's it? I mean, you can. People. Oh God, it's a warrior.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
In South Africa, they drink cow's blood
Yep.
and milk, and there's blood sausage and all that stuff. I'm sure blood
You're
has
ingesting
protein
the
in
only way
it.
that if you were to have if you had an open sore in the side of your mouth and you drank blood that was contaminated with something, then your body.
I think you'll know if you drank blood. No, I think if you drank.
If you drink,
How the fuck do we get on that?
I
Drinking
don't know.
blood?
Now I'm curious.
I never understood the people that fantasized that went to in the early '90s. I think it was. There were vampire clubs.
Yes.
It was kind of like an offshoot of the extreme offshoot of the goth
Yeah.
thing, and you
I'm
just.
not really into the whole vampire thing.
I know, but if you did, you just think about what you're
Yeah.
doing. It's not. I'm not talking about the taboo-ness of it, but drinking someone's blood in order to do it. It's like those crazy guys that on the internet would just seek each other out and say, "Oh, I'm looking for someone that I can eat," and there'll be someone saying, "Hey, I'm kind of depressed. If you want to." Yeah, there was a case in Germany where that happened.
Of course.
It was Germany. Oh, yeah. Oh, the land of the. I apologize, but I think the reason why it happens in Germany because there's people. They boil down the essence of the psychosis, and here in the United States, we're such a hodgepodge. We have such an amalgam that everything happens
many
here.
different psychoses.
So many different ones. It's
not
amazing. We're
one that's
we're a melting pot of
We
it.
are the
A country of almost 330 million people right now. 330 million people. 1/3 of a billion. I mean, China 1.3, 1.2. India 1.2. We're the third largest country in the world in comes to population, and we are there's probably a couple people out there right now contemplating
that they
eating
want to
another
eat
person.
each other. Right. Well, I mean, there is cannibals out there anyway, right? I mean, there in the literal sense, there's tribes that practice cannibalism, right, in Africa. And
I don't think they do anymore, and I think they were in Amazon.
you ever,
That was in Amazon.
did you hear about that island? That island off
That
of,
India. It's
right?
off India, and they warned everyone. They said, "Don't
Don't
go there."
Right.
Don't-
'cause
no,
they
but
go
the guy wanted to go
and
and
preach
convert
the
him.
word.
The word of
Yes,
the Lord.
And then they of course found his body.
Well, now he's kind of like Jesus.
Yeah, they murdered
You
him.
mean
He's a martyr.
this is my body?
Here
Here you go.
I'm sacrificing
No, they
it.
buried him. They didn't eat him.
No,
they didn't eat him.
they didn't eat him. But there's Hannibal the cannibal, and all those weird guys like Ed Gein that ate people's parts.
Oh, did he eat? What was his name? From Wisconsin.
Yeah, Ed Gein.
No, the other guy, the one that drilled holes in the kids' heads, and
That was also from
Dahmer.
Wisconsin.
Dahmer.
That was
Dahmer.
Jeffrey Dahmer.
well, Milwaukee.
Milwaukee. Yeah.
There's this great show called, before we sign off, there's a great show called Conspiracy. It's a podcast. There's also a true crime show. It's the Heebie-Jeebie Babes. There's another show, and I just left a review on it. It was Drinking at the Movies, a podcast. I think we could go on it sometime.
Drinking at the movies.
Drinking at the
sounds
movies.
Like it would be
Doesn't sound like you could.
hilarious,
Yeah.
Right? Like we could actually
I
watch
do it
Austin
almost all the
Powers.
time. I do it
And
all.
joke about
I
the
was
Bill
only.
Tucker
I go to
tea
a
bath.
documentary
While
I-
throwing back a cement mixer.
Yeah. Oh. I told you once, and I'll tell you again. I drink a bourbon neat or a vodka neat.
Yes.
I'll drink a whiskey drink. I'll drink a vodka drink. I drink
Drink a
you know
lager
anything?
drink?
I drink a cider drink.
drink.
I drink a drink to remind me of the good times. I drink a
Drink
good
to
night.
remind me of the bad time.
That was Tub Thumping. I think they wrote that song on a bet. Well, we are. This is how far are we into this?
Did we go over?
No, 48 minutes.
Oh,
we're
not
right
bad.
there.
We're not
No, we're not bad at all. We're here I just want to impress on anybody that's listening that besides that, we did not admit to doing anything. We don't endorse cannibalism.
No, we do not.
Or the drinking of human blood.
No.
But we
I
do,
actually find it
what I
creepy.
do endorse, if you like this episode, go on iTunes or Spreaker and give us a review. And please, if you don't like it, don't leave a review. Do us a favor. Go on with your life. But if you do like it, you want to hear more of it, encourage us by leaving a review. Get us more listeners. And I did write a review. I had to write it. I have such a hard time leaving a review on iTunes.
You left a review for someone else?
Someone else.
Okay.
We do a trade. It's kind of this is the concept. Every time we get a review, it raises our viability as a show.
Right.
And it exposes us more. Mm-hmm. It's like we're wearing a big trench coat on iTunes.
Okay.
When we get a lot of reviews, that trench coat opens
and open, and eventually we can flash people.
If we're flashing people, and then it creates a stir once you're flashing people in the middle of town and stuff.
Flash people.
Look at my penis.
Give us great reviews.
There
so
we
can
go.
flash you
Check us out.
on
Yeah,
iTunes.
here we go. And we'll flash everyone. And we're India, Germany. We're really open to these people. And there are listeners. We still haven't gotten a North Korean one yet.
Oh, but you have listeners from what, Ireland?
Ireland,
Nepal?
France,
France,
Germany,
and
Canada. Canada's same. I hate to say it's like this. Iran.
Right.
They haven't been listening recently.
They haven't been listening? I wonder
I
if
don't
they
know.
were upset at some of the previous guests.
I
on the
hope it
podcast.
wasn't. No. I don't think that was the problem. They listened right through all that stuff,
Oh.
all the butt plug stuff and all that stuff. They listened to all that. So I'm thinking that the mullahs may have got a hold of them.
Oh, no.
And then we don't have anybody in Saudi Arabia. Oh my God! Because you got a prince, you got a crazy prince over there.
Oh, and
your crown prince.
Does he monitor these things?
I hope he doesn't, but if he does, I'm sure we
If
have
he
Americans
does,
over there. We
please
have Americans over there. We don't have
give us a
anybody in
good
Iraq.
review.
We need some Iraqis to listen. Lebanon. We did have someone in Lebanon.
Fabulous.
Lebanon. But we do. I have a Lebanese American on this show right now,
Yes.
Jenna Kelly, and you will be hearing her next week on Thursday.
Even
it
though
worked out
I
great.
have an Irish name, but that belongs to my husband, obviously. He's Kelly. So
Names are. What did they say in their movie Live and Let Die? Names are for tombstones.
you know what's crazy, though, is I saw an article today about how the top 3 last names in every single state. And on almost every single one, it was Smith, Johnson, Brown, or Miller. And then when you got to, like, New Mexico and
It's Rodriguez.
Rodriguez, Martinez, and Garcia.
How about like Massachusetts, though?
Smith, Johnson, Brown.
Really?
Yeah, which is crazy because we live in South Florida. I mean, well, actually, south of Florida on the islands, below Florida.
Yeah.
And I have never met a Smith down here once.
That was my grandmother's maiden name. Smith. Oh, real name was Schmidt. But during World War I, they changed it from Schmidt to
And,
Smith.
like, Miller, which is really common in Ohio, Indiana. I have a friend who has last name
Well, you
Miller.
know what? A lot
But
of
that was Mueller from the Germans,
up until World War I, a lot of like the Miller was Mueller. I bet Miller Beer was Mueller. They changed their names. They anglicized it. Since English is a Germanic language,
Yes.
they just converted a lot of those language. Braun is brown.
Yes, Brown is Brown, and
What's the language is Johnson?
Johnson
Is
that just
Dick.
means the son
Oh.
of John.
Oh.
Right? So, Johnson.
No, I just
And
meant
Dick.
Johnson. Named Dick.
Oh. Look at that.
Richard
big
Johnson. Okay.
wing.
What? Oh my God! Did I burp on that?
You did. That was
I
a good
apologize. That was a good one.
burp. That was a
It's
good
the
burp.
old man in
As
me.
long as you don't start farting into it, I think
I
you're
know.
pretty
Take the
safe.
microphone. Let me take the microphone and go. Right there.
I do have the fart
This-
app on my phone, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
This microphone smells like shit.
Well, it is.
There
shit,
was some.
Austin.
There was some comedian. I don't know if it was Hannibal Buress or something like that. It says you better bring your own microphone because the actor you're following, the guy likes to take the microphone and shove it up his ass.
That's awful.
I know.
At least bring
reminds me of a previous podcast when we looked at things on X-rays where people.
Oh
shove
no,
things up their ass.
I don't think he shoved it all the way up his ass, but
He liked to fart on it.
oh, I don't know. I didn't say. I just think he shoved it partway in his ass. Okay, well, it's Jim the Keys.
On that note.
Yeah, we're gonna sign off right now. Say goodbye, Jenna. We'll be hearing from you next week. I don't know if it's the same time and stuff. We're going to find out what your best schedule is because it's going to be a Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday.
Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday.
I think
probably around 7, so I can close up first.
Oh yeah, let me get the volume up and then play this. Here we go, and goodbye. And remember, if you are listening, please leave us a review on iTunes or Spotify. Thank you.
After a long day of being pulled in every direction, the last thing anyone wants to think about is what's for dinner. That's where Schwann's can help, with a variety of real food choices, frozen to lock in freshness. From ready-made meals, premium meats and side dishes, to vegetables, ice cream, and more. Schwann's foods go from freezer to table in minutes, not hours, so you can pull off a delicious meal in no time at all. Ordered, delivered, done. That's homemade easy. To help simplify mealtime, visit schwans.com.
Switch to Sprint and save 50% off family lines with unlimited military plan. Plus, enter to win Sprint's $50,000 sweepstakes. With all that money, you could save for your family's future or pay off debt. Picture the possibilities. For rules and how to enter, visit sprint.com/50K. 50% off lines 2 through 6, unlimited basic rates, covered and offer not available everywhere, excludes taxes, fees, and roaming, subject to credit and $30 activation fee. Speed maximums, use rules and restrictions apply. No purchase necessary, and 6/30/19, 18 and older, void where prohibited, paid advertisement, no federal endorsement implied.